What's going on YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of Hood Tales, man. Before I start, be sure to tap that like button. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For the day one, fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. Let's get right into the story. When most young couples bring a child into this world, it's based off the feelings and emotions they have for the other parent. Not thinking about the future or long run or what comes with that responsibility of raising a young life. For some, once the baby comes, reality sets in, and they realize the finances, time, all the sacrifices that's involved with being a parent. In a few situations, it could even bring the people closer. Now they share something no one could take from them, their child. And some young men might even be responsible enough to say, I got her pregnant, I'm gonna go ahead, do the right thing, and ask her to marry me, settle down, and become a family man. But sometimes when you jump into something so young, you have no idea what the future will bring. People drift apart even if they do have kids together. That doesn't mean the relationship or marriage will work. After that comes the hard part, co-parenting. Deciding who the child will live with, who will have visitation, and how you two as parents will handle the new arrangements. Some move along just fine. They decide as grown-ups what's best for the child and go into the co-parenting era of their relationship with their child's other parent with no hard feelings, no emotional ties, understanding we don't owe each other nothing other than providing a good life for our baby. But things can more than often get tricky, especially when someone new comes into your child's life, meaning a step-parent, or you feel your baby mother or baby father is not holding up their end of the bargain. Those once feelings of love can turn into hate, and the outcome could be fatal. And on this episode of Hood Tales, we'll be taking it about 30 minutes outside of Atlanta to Covington, Georgia, to discuss a case of a custody exchange between a divorced couple that came to a tragic end. In 2022, 33-year-old Desiree Cash Thomas and 29-year-old Craig Thomas was newlyweds. The two had a 7-month-old baby boy together, and Desiree had 2 kids from a previous marriage, but the couple thrived in their blended family. They both worked hard to provide and give their kids the best life possible. Craig was new to fatherhood, with him and Desiree's son being his first child, and definitely new to being a stepfather. But he understood when you take on a woman that's your girl or wife, you are accepting everything that comes with that, including Desiree's co-parenting relationship with her ex-husband and children's father, 34-year-old Marquez Smith. Marquez and Desiree had a long history together. The two had met in their younger years and shared 2 kids together. At first, they were glued to each other's side, did everything together, and Marquez always expressed his love for her and his family. But even after being together all those years, eventually it would be trouble in paradise. And for whatever reasons, the two separated before eventually getting a divorce. They had a shared custody agreement, and their oldest, a 15-year-old daughter, will often be dropped off at her father's house with no issues. But just like many divorced couples, it was often small disagreements about who would have the kids for the holidays or about the new man or woman that was around the kids. As Marquez settled into his kids having a stepfather, he tried to play it cool with Desiree, as long as she kept her end of the bargain, and he was able to see his kids when he was supposed to. But somewhere in the midst, he started to feel like Desiree and Craig were so busy living their own lives, they would forget to bring his kids by the house, or trying to keep them away from him altogether. He would often call her and fuss about it, and she would let him know she also had a lot going on with a brand new baby, but she would get the kids over as soon as possible. Then on September 11th, 2022, Desiree and Marquez came up with an agreement. She would bring his 15-year-old daughter to him and drop her off. Excited to see his baby, he told her to bring her to his house in Covington, Georgia. Being the one driving, Craig loaded up their son. Desiree told her daughter she was going to see her father, and they headed to the address on 60 Pebbles Lane in Covington. When they pulled up, they parked on the curb, not pulling up in the driveway. When Marquez came out, him and Desiree started talking. She told her daughter to grab her stuff and she will see her later. But for whatever reasons, the young lady said no. She didn't want to go in the house and stay with her father. This caused Marquez to lose his cool, feeling like they were playing with him or trying to keep his kids away from him. Him and Desiree started arguing, and Craig tried to calm the situation down. As their teen daughter stood by the car, Marquez quietly walked back in the house and came back out soon later, then approached the car before upping the gun and firing multiple shots. Craig tried to drive off, but he hit a mailbox. Then Marquez hopped in his truck, leaving his daughter on the scene screaming. Neighbors heard the young lady say, help me, my mother has been shot." They called local police, who responded to the location about 6:15 p.m. to find Craig and Desiree both suffering from multiple gunshot wounds, with their son in the back seat. The baby was unharmed, but unfortunately, Craig, who was the driver, was pronounced gone at the scene. Desiree was rushed to a local hospital, but she too would unfortunately pass away from her injuries. As police spoke to Desiree's daughter and neighbors, she stated her mother and stepfather was dropping her off to her father, but she didn't want to stay at the house. That's when neighbors said they heard multiple shots before a car tried to drive off and crash. Marquez was on the run, but not for long. Around about midnight, he called the county's sheriff's office and agreed he would turn himself in. Soon later, he walked in and was charged with 2 counts of felony murder, aggravated assault, 2 counts of cruelty to children, possession of a firearm by a felon, and violating parole, as Marquez had just came home from prison not long before. Desiree's family was shocked and hurt, as so was Craig's. Their son, that the couple shared together, went to live with family, as well as Desiree's other 2 kids. As of now, this case hasn't made its way to trial. During my research, it seemed like Marquez and Desiree were real close, but he got in some trouble and went away for some time. That could be when she moved on and decided that the marriage was over. Either way, they were still cordial enough to talk and make arrangements about their kids. I understand Marquez was mad, but to take your ex-wife's life and her husband in front of your teen daughter and to shoot with a baby in the car is just an emotional decision I will never understand. You traumatized your daughter for life. Now both her parents are gone. And Craig had only been married to Desiree for 6 months when he lost his life. He definitely caught the short end of the stick. I'm going to leave this one open for discussion. Do y'all think this was about his daughter or about Desiree pulling up with her husband and new baby in the car, basically living a whole new life? Let me know in the comments. And remember, we got to succeed, not to fail, so we won't be just another hood tale. Yeah, man, this was a crazy story. Messed up situation. To take your daughter's mother life in front of her and her stepfather. At 15, she knew exactly what was going on, and for whatever reasons, she ain't want to go in the house. They ain't never say what the reasons was. Maybe she felt some kind of energy. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all think about this one. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of Hood Tales. This your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.